Somebody asked, why does it feel like ret being in the game makes WoW PvP worse? I swear it does. It's not rets. Well, it is rets. The current design of ret actually does make the game worse, but the reason is because it just makes too many specs obsolete. And I know rets just got a rework, and everyone's excited to try out the new ret paladin. I understand, but here is some data for you guys, and you guys can check this out. This is on Drustvar if you guys want to see. Here's the infographic, but I'm gonna read the conclusion. So in the last 24 hours in 3v3, there's been 6,192 ret paladin games played versus 4,899 of DKs, both specs of DK, Demon Hunter, Feral, Balance, Devastation of Ochre, all 3 specs of Hunter, all 3 specs of Mage, Windwalker, Shadow Priest, all 3 specs of Rogue, Ellie, and Enhancement Shaman combined. There is more ret paladins playing than every other DPS spec combined, pretty much, outside of Warriors. That is an insane statistic. And Warlocks, sorry. Outside of Warlocks and Warriors, every other DPS spec in the game combined is played less than ret paladins. That is remarkable. And you may be wondering, what is the reason for this, Venruki? Why? Why are ret paladins so good? Like, are ret paladins just so represented because they're so fun to play? Well, yeah, they're fun because you win. They're definitely fun because you win. And I will say, the redesign of rets is technically fun. Like, the rotation feels fluid. It feels like you have a lot of agency over the match with your utility. There's no doubt about it, okay? But the problem with ret paladins right now is it just deletes too many specs from the games. Like, any kind of setup comp right now has no win condition. Like, if you're a setup comp, you can't win. Rets have too many answers, unfortunately. So I'm gonna write down all the things that are deleted out of the game right now. Any setup comp, completely obsolete. So like the traditional setup comps are gonna be like a jungle and RMP, okay? But there's more than that. But these comps are completely devastated. Any kind of cleave that isn't ret based, cleave non-ret, can't beat ret. You can't outcleave a ret. Can't beat ret. Can't outcleave them. Can't deal with all their defensives. So all the cleave setups in the game have been deleted. All the setup comps in the game have been deleted. Almost all wizards can't play because of Judgment of the Pure. And the fact that rets are like a ranged DPS now. So rets are very anti-cleave, but they're also completely anti-wizards. So like Boomkin is absolutely unplayable. Ellie Shaman is unplayable. Fire Mage is unplayable. Shadow Priest is unplayable. In fact, the only thing that is playable is Warlock and Frost Mage. And Frost Mage is only playable with a Warlock. Warlock only caster that can play. Warlock is the only caster in the entire game that can play. And Frost Mage with Warlock. Out of that, rets completely destroy Boomkins. They completely destroy Ellie Shaman. They completely destroy Fire Mages, Shadow Priest. Arcane Mages can't CC. Although maybe Arcane can play with a Warlock. Frost, maybe Arcane can play with a Warlock. Don't even get me started on Devastation of Ochre. Devastation of Ochre also completely deleted from the game. So setup comps are unplayable, cleaves are unplayable, every single spec of Wizard is unplayable. So the things that are accelerating right now are like things with ret. So like you play like Warrior ret, you can play Windwalker ret, I guess. You play Hunter ret, you play like Demo ret. So like that's the entire game. Now, for healers, healer balance is really, really bad too. Oh, you can play like Feral ret too, like Feral ret. Healer balance is really, really bad, and I'll explain to you why healer balance is bad. Basically, in 3v3, the healers that normally play with like these setup comps, like for example, like Disc Priest, maybe like Paladin, you can't win the game before your and it's a big problem. Okay, so basically, if you're a Disc or you're a Holy Paladin, you actually can't win the game before your because rets have too many tools to extend the game, right? Like they have Lay on Hands, they have Magic Bop, they have the 1 minute sack, they have 1 minute sank. They can't die because of Divine Protection and their Shield of Vengeance. Their team can't die because of all these utility. So basically, if you're a disc or a holy paladin, your early game win condition before you just doesn't exist. You literally can't win. So discs and holy paladins are completely dead because you just go in 2 minutes. Like, you have to heal through a ret paladin. You have to heal through warrior ret, windwalker ret, hunter ret, demo ret, feral ret, and you just can't. You just go in 2 minutes and then you lose. So disc and holy paladin are completely dead. The best healers in the game right now are our shaman and Mistweaver. Our shaman and Mistweaver, and that's mostly because, first of all, healing is good, but they also don't go So they're the most meta healers right now because their healing is really good and they don't go The other healers that are like okay, I never really see them, but like a casted Mistweaver, I guess, is okay. I think Holy Priest is dead too. Like, Holy Priest is garbage too. Holy Priest, garbage too. Resto Druid is like okay. Is Resto Druid okay? I never see them. I think Resto Druid sucks too. Evoker. Is Evoker good? I feel like they suck too. So like, yeah, Casa Mistweaver I'm not sure about. We'll delete that. Resto Druid, Garbanzo Beans, Evoker, Garbanzo Beans, Disc Priest, Garbanzo Beans, Holy Paladin, Garbanzo Beans, Holy Priest, Garbanzo Beans. The only healers right now that are viable are these two. And this is because of Ret Paladins. I don't hate you, Ret Paladins. This is just a fact. This is why every time you queue solo shuffle, there's 2 rets. There's at least 1 ret. Most of the time 2 rets, and sometimes 3 rets. I've seen 4 ret games also. And in 3s, you actually will never fight a non-ret. 99% of the time you queue will have a ret in it. 99% is not an exaggeration. Okay? So 99% of the time, you'll fight a ret paladin. And it's because of this. It's because setup comps can't play the game anymore. Any non-ret cleave can't play the game anymore. If you're a caster, you can't have any fun in the game. Devastation Evoker completely gone. Shadow Priest gone. Fire Mage gone. LA Shaman gone. Boomkin gone. Now, this might change with the Judgment of the Pure dispel. So it is worth noting that Judgment of the Pure is getting changed. It's getting nerfed. But I'm not convinced that that's going to be enough for Ret Paladins. I guess it's a wait and see type thing. But I think Ret Paladins are so strong right now that maybe the only hope, like with the AWC coming up, I think the only hope to beat Ret Paladins is caster cleaves. Like, I think like Raikou and Chanimal are going to be able to maybe play like Mage Lock and do well. Like really, really, really top tier Mage Lock playing like Demo Frost, I think might be able to beat the Ret Paladins. And that might open up the door for some other comps to try to counter the Mage Lock. And maybe that makes the meta interesting somehow. But other than that, I anticipate we're just going to see a lot of Rets, a lot of Mistweavers. That's basically what every single tournament team is practicing right now, is Retribution Paladin with a Fistweaver Monk. When I'm watching streams at night, that's literally all that plays. If anyone that's going to go in the comments and say like, oh yeah, this is way better than, you know, just watching RMP over and over. I mean, RMP, as much as you hate it, as much as you saw in the AWC, was never even close to this. And I feel like it's worth me saying again, I don't like RMP. I'm not an RMP player. I don't play RMP. The last time I actually tried to play RMP was in BFA Season 1, okay? I'm not some sort of RMP propagandist, but it's crazy that people think that RMP was as oppressive as Rets. It's not even close. This is the most overpowered a spec has been, and it actually kills the fun of the game because half the specs in the game can't play because of Rets. I'm sorry, it sucks. What would you nerf on Ret except for the dispel thing? Well, Judgment of the Pure for sure needs to be nerfed, and I also think their defensives are too short. I think Wings probably needs to be nerfed too, like, in all honesty. Wings is insane, man. How Wings has a 36-second cool, like, it has a 36-second downtime. Wings has a 36-second downtime. Every 36 seconds, a Paladin has Wings. That's crazy. Wings has a 40% uptime. I also feel like Divine Protection, you can't die through Divine Protection. It doesn't matter the overwhelming damage you put into a Paladin. Divine Protection makes you immune to death. It's such a huge damage reduction that you can use in stuns every minute. It's crazy, man. Most classes and most specs don't have a 1 minute go, right? But Ret Paladins have an answer for every 1 minute go. You just can't die. You can't die, and every 36 seconds, you get to just try to one-shot their team. And you can't kill their teammates. So I don't really know. And on top of all that, right now with the current judgment of the peer, you also can't CC their healer. Can't CC their. You just have no win condition. There's nothing you could do. There's no way to win. I feel like, you know, when these changes first came in with 10.07, and Ret Paladins were going cray, and I was posting videos about Ret, I was getting a lot of hate from the Ret community, but I mean, hopefully Rets at least see now that this isn't just me. This is like the entire game is having zero fun because of Ret Paladins. And like I said, I hope they nail Rets and they can still play and they still have their place in the meta. But right now, I feel like the current strength of Ret is literally ruining the game. That's how I feel. So I'm looking forward to some changes soon. All right, one more thing I want to talk about. It's just like, what about? The whataboutism. You know? Like, what about warriors? What about Demo? What about BM hunters? What about Resto Shaman? What about Mistweavers? Yeah, I mean, a lot of those specs are probably too strong too. Maybe Frostmage is too strong. I don't know. Like, but there's no doubt that Ret is the worst defender by far. And the reason is you can't win against it. At least with a warrior, like you fight like warrior DK, like sure it's a good comp, but at least there's something you can do. You can still play your class.
A few moments later.
Well, that oh my god, we got a new filter, guys. Look at the last 7 days of 3v3 in the top. Let's look at top 500. Let's look at the top 500 actually. Ooh. Damn. Look at this, man. Oh my god. All right, I think this is important to look at too. So this is a brand new filter on Drustvar, guys, where you can see the activity in 3v3 the last 7 days in the top 1,000. This is truly divine retribution for the Paladin community. Look at the hasn't played in 30 days. All right, what is that? Hasn't played in, okay, let's see. Oh my god, so this is really interesting. So in the top 100, these are what have not played in the last 30 days. Shadow Priests aren't playing, Discipline Priests aren't playing, Windwalker Monks aren't playing, Enhancement Shamans aren't playing, Destruction, Balance. It's not that big of a number though. It's like not that big of a sample size. I think a top 500 would be more interesting. Oh, here we go. So top 500, this is a lot better. You can see the specs that are currently not playing, that are in the top 500 of the ladder. So like there's a huge amount of Disc not playing, Demon Hunter's not playing, Shadow Priest not playing, Feral's not playing, Resto Druid's not playing, Rogues, Paladins, DKs, Warriors. Well, there's probably, the Warriors are just pushing on their mains, you know? But yeah, crazy. I really like this last activity though, the last 7 days. Oh my god. This is actually, it's so crazy when you actually just look at it, man.